Hey folks, this is Steve Hindy with Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. We just wanted to give you a little bit of an update as to what's going on with Pennsylvania's live pigeon shoots. Some really interesting stuff. The corruption machine in Pennsylvania is not only working hard, I think it may be going into the red line. And you can't do that for very long before something blows up. In Berks County, this morning, June 18th, 2012, District Attorney David Heckler, Berks County District Attorney David Heckler is dropping 5 good charges against the Philadelphia Gun Club. This is an organization, the Philadelphia Gun Club shoots pigeons over the Delaware River. Pigeons shot, shells falling into the Delaware River. Heckler does nothing about that. Cruelty charges against the people doing it, he's dropping their charges. He had already told the cruelty officer, the Pennsylvania Humane Society police officer, that she could not have an attorney to prosecute the case, and now he's dropping the charges altogether. This is outrageous. But this is the corruption machine, particularly the Berks County Republican Party. Now, I'm a registered Republican, so I don't talk down Republicans just because I like to do it. The Republican machine in Berks County, incredibly corrupt. David Heckler has an association with the Philadelphia Gun Club's lawyer, a guy by the name of Sean Corr. Sean Corr works for a company called East Burning Gray, which has given David Heckler lots of money to run for district attorney and so on. So there's this huge, enormous conflict of interest, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many ethical violations or whatever are ongoing there. David Heckler is in the pockets of the pigeon shooters and will do whatever needs to be done to protect them. He's allowed them to run around on public streets with their license plates blocked so that we can't show who they are. They have used their vehicles as weapons. Guns have been pulled on public streets. Nothing matters in Berks County for David Heckler but to protect the pigeon shooters. We have the same situation in Berks County, where District Attorney John Adams has basically done the same thing. He's allowed all kinds of, hit and run, weapons violations, assaults, criminal damage to property, you name it, and it's ongoing. In the places, see, pigeon shoots will only happen in places where there's rampant corruption, because that's the only place that they'll be safe, is where they've got corrupt officials protecting them. Now, Pennsylvania-wide, we have almost as bad of a situation. The Pennsylvania State Police are refusing, as are these localities, to enforce Pennsylvania's state humane law. 5511, under cruelty to animals, that's their humane law, states, a person commits an offense if he wantonly or cruelly ill-treats, overloads, beats, otherwise abuses any animal, or neglects any animal as to which he has a duty of care, whether belonging to himself or otherwise, or abandons any animal, or deprives any animal of necessary sustenance, drink, shelter, or veterinary care, and it goes on like this. Now, a pigeon shoot is obviously all of that. They're shooting the pigeons. This obviously is ill-treating. The pigeon shoots are not protected by way of hunting laws or the wildlife code. It's not an agricultural practice. It's not pest control. It is not defending yourself. Those are the 4 defenses: defend yourself, pest control, agricultural practice, or hunting, or is written into the wildlife code. None of that happens in Pennsylvania, which means 5511, the law I just read to you, would govern. And the state police are refusing to even meet with Humane Society police officers because they know that they're supposed to be doing their job, but because they're in the pockets of the bad guys and they're in the pockets of the NRA, which supports live pigeon shoots in Pennsylvania, everything is just worthless. There is no justice. But they're having to pull all the stops now. I mean, to even refuse to meet with Humane Society police officers is pretty outrageous. I don't know how much longer they can keep it up at this rate. I can tell them our machine is rolling just fine. We're going to expose them over and over and over again. Is there anything I missed?
Road rage and the backdoor deal.
Oh yeah, well, David Heckler in Bucks County, charges were brought about a year and a half ago, kind of similar. A pigeon had been rescued, which obviously not only had been ill-treated by shooting her, but then had been abandoned. We had the live pigeon, she was still alive, and I think she still is. And Heckler made a backdoor deal, a private deal with the Philadelphia Gun Club where they wouldn't have to face charges, but that they would have to give a $100 donation to the local animal shelter, where, interestingly enough, the law firm from which he derives a great deal of campaign contributions, one of their people was on the board of that humane society, so-called humane society, if they've got that guy on their board. So it's the corruption machine is not only in full swing, but running in the red line. I think we're seeing a little smoke coming up, and now what we're intent on is running them right into the ground. What is it? Oh yeah, David Heckler actually was involved in a road rage incident where he bullied a young driver, thought he could get away with it, and he was lucky the young guy didn't just tear him apart. But Heckler should have been charged with road rage, and in fact we'll probably put a link up on this video so you can see that for yourself. Should have been charged with road rage, and in the end everybody just made it go away, because that's what they do with the Republican corruption machine in Bucks County. I am a Republican. I don't like to speak ill of Republicans, but when I see corruption, I don't care what it's called, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, green, white, it doesn't matter to me. Corruption is corruption. And the corruption in Pennsylvania stinks, and the corruption in Berks and Bucks counties is, you know, you could dig around the bottom of the commode and you won't find corruption as deep and as rotten as what you've got in Berks and Bucks County. This is Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness.